Strange sounds in the dark. Shadowy figures watching from the trees.
Go! No! Run!
Or even people who seem like they've been living in the woods for years. These are just stories, until you realize how many people have recorded the exact same things.
Hello? What the
So hang tight for the most terrifying camping encounters that will leave you in shock.
Ja, hoort je het? Die deur, die wint niet. Ik hoor ze... Nee, dat was een beest. Hallo?
YouTuber Kaz and his two friends went to an abandoned campsite in the woods. They ignored warning signs and entered deep into the forest. Then, out of nowhere, a woman in a white robe, holding an axe, rushed toward them.
Hallo? What the
The boys ran in different directions, terrified. Later, police found and calmed the woman after a struggle. She was taken to the station. Kaz called it a nightmare, and honestly, this feels less like a prank and more like something truly disturbing.
Hallo?
Eerie figure. A guy was exploring the woods when he began feeling like something was off, like he was being watched, though no one was around. Then, out of nowhere, he saw a figure in a dark gown slowly crossing the narrow path ahead. Its movement was weird, almost like it wasn't human. That was enough for him. He ran without looking back and never returned. Later, a few others claimed to see the same thing in that area, but till now, no one really knows what hides behind that creepy presence in the woods. The Pale Visitor. This guy stepped out of the hut late at night after hearing some noise. Thought maybe it was an animal or wind. Turns out, nope. There was a pale girl in a white dress just crouched behind a tree. Her body moved all strange, with cracking sounds, like someone bending a glow stick too far. She slowly walked toward him, so he ran back inside. But she followed, peeking through the window like it was normal.
Who are you?
Later, he spotted her hanging upside down from a tree branch. The weirdest part?
Can you hear me? Do you need help?
When he called his friend to see, the friend saw nothing. Safe to say, that camping trip ended a little early. Creepy crawler.
How you doing? Just some cruisers, man.
A group was relaxing near the woods when they noticed something crawling out from the trees. At first, it looked like an animal, but when it got closer, they saw it was a man. He was on all fours, moving like a spider and completely silent. His face was hard to see, but his movements were unnatural, as if he wasn't human at all.
What's up, dude?
It felt like he had been there for years, like something possessed had taken over him. The group grabbed their stuff and ran without looking back. Some things in the woods are better left alone.
What's up, dude?
Ranger's Mystery. An unknown source shared a strange video online that left everyone confused. It showed park rangers deep in the woods, suddenly encountering a tall, bird-like being with long, sharp nails. The figure stood still for a moment, then rushed toward them with shocking speed. What's most disturbing is that those rangers were never seen again. The video sparked wild reactions. Some believed it was a hidden tribe member, while others claimed it was part of a secret cult the rangers weren't supposed to find. One thing's for sure, whatever that was, it wasn't meant to be caught on camera. Prank gone wrong. This lady walked into the woods with her pet dog to record a ghost prank. But before she could even start filming, a man's terrifying scream echoed from deep inside the woods. It sounded like he was in serious pain. Moments later, a strange sound echoed again, even louder and weirder this time. They didn't wait around to find out more. She grabbed her dog and left the place fast. What really happened there is still a mystery only the forest knows. Unknown figure. Deep in Pennsylvania's woods, a group camped far off the Allegheny Trail. No other hikers were around. Later, when checking photos, one camper noticed something chilling, a shadowy figure standing still behind the smoke, watching from the trees. It wasn't seen that night, only in the photo. Locals speak of strange forest beings like the Gewoggle and the Albert Witch. Whatever this was, it stayed silent, just beyond the edge of the firelight. Creepy woman. A group of late-night explorers were trekking through the woods, their only light coming from their flashlights. As they moved forward, they stumbled upon something truly chilling. Sitting alone in the dark, a disheveled girl in a white robe held a mysterious bag. As the explorers zoomed in, the sight became even more unsettling. The woman's face was horribly distorted. Her pale, yellowish skin, unnaturally wide eyes, and blackened mouth gave her an eerie, otherworldly appearance. Believed to be a malevolent spirit known as a djinn, this supernatural entity is said to take many forms. But whatever it was, the hikers didn't dare stick around to find out. Creepy encounter. A villager in Indonesia went into the woods late at night, but something strange happened. He saw a white figure hanging from a tree branch. Then it slowly sat up in a creepy way. Its face was covered with hair and cloth, looking like a witch or a woman under some dark power. The villager got really scared and ran for his life without looking back. Strangely, no one ever saw that figure again. It's like it appeared just to give him a nightmare he'd never forget. Brave mother. In a quiet, deserted village in Iraq, a woman's child was heading towards the mountains. When she followed, she saw something terrifying. A dark, scary figure drawing her child towards it. Without thinking, she rushed, grabbed the child, and pulled them to the roadside. She then threw stones at the figure, hoping it would go away. Later, locals shared chilling stories of a figure that lures people into the woods, performing black magic on them. Thankfully, the woman saved her child just in time, but the dark figure's presence still haunts the village. Witch encounter. A group of friends went deep into the woods to explore, but the deeper they went, the stranger things got. The trees looked twisted and creepy, like something out of a nightmare. Feeling uneasy, they turned back and decided to send their drone ahead instead. What they saw through the camera shook them. A witch. They kept watching her, where she stayed, what she did. But then, she looked straight at the drone. She started signaling for it to leave again and again. Still, they kept observing, until finally, they pulled the drone back. After seeing all that, I doubt they'll ever go back. Creepy night. A man wandered into the forest late at night, trying to find his way back. Suddenly, he felt a strange movement around him. Then he saw someone standing behind a tree, not hiding, just staring at him. It was a strange man with a wide, creepy smile. He didn't move, didn't speak, just smiled like he was waiting for something. The man stared for a moment, then made the smart choice, ran away, and never returned. Psycho man. After exploring the woods, this guy returned to find nothing the way he left it. A strange man was tearing up his tent. Hiding behind a tree, the camper watched in fear. He didn't know why this was happening. Once the man left, he quickly packed his things and ran toward his car.
Oh no. Oh no.
But the real shock was waiting there. The back window was smashed, and someone had sprayed "Go away" on the car. Before he could react, the same psycho returned and tried to attack him. Somehow, he escaped, but he made a silent promise, never coming here again.
Hey, please, I'm leaving.
Lost in woods. This footage was found by hunters deep in the woods, and it's believed to belong to a solo hiker who had been camping out there. Most of the video's a mess, glitchy, blurry, and weirdly silent, but you can clearly see someone moving around nervously, like they're being followed. There's some strange movement in the background too, like something's watching him. Then suddenly, the camera drops and just nothing. The guy never came back, and that's what really creeps people out. The whole vibe feels like a low-budget horror movie, except this one might be real. Honestly, camping alone, big respect, but also maybe not the best idea. Silent Watcher. On November 9th, 2017, a man named John set up camp near an old, crumbling farmstead deep in the woods. Locals said it was haunted, but John was only interested in the decay. As night fell, he explored the buildings, talking casually to his camera, unaware of what was behind him. Later, after uploading the video, John noticed something, a pale figure in white standing still behind a tree, watching him the entire time. He hadn't seen it in person, only in the footage. Good thing John didn't look back that night. Who knows what was waiting if he did? Camp Disturbance. This man was resting at his camp when he suddenly heard strange noises outside. Curious, he peeked outside the camp, only to hear a low, frightening growl right near the entrance. He stepped back, now wide awake. The sound came again, steady and close.
Well, I'm gonna look outside. That was that sound again. What the
Building up courage, he looked again, but nothing was visible. Only the growling grew louder. That's when he decided staying here wasn't safe. He quietly slipped out and left on foot. Even as he moved away, the eerie sounds followed. Whatever it was, it didn't want him there.
I gotta get the hell out of here. Can't even run because it's... I just heard something. Something made a sound in my ear. What the...
Lucky escape.
Get away from him. Come on, guys.
These kids were enjoying their time in the woods when their father suddenly noticed them running back in fear, as if someone was behind them. When he asked what happened, the kids told him that a dark figure appeared and was asking them to come with it.
Get away from him. Come on, guys.
Curious and worried, the father checked the footage he had been recording, and to his shock, the same dark figure the kids described was clearly visible. Luckily, they all made it out safely. Since that day, none of them ever returned to those woods. Maybe that figure wasn't just calling them, it was waiting.
Come on, guys.
Mysterious presence. This YouTuber parked his stealth camper near a cemetery and walked into the woods alone. While making coffee, he noticed a white shadow move behind him. Moments later, glowing orbs appeared between the trees, followed by strange, unexplained sounds. Then came the creepiest part. He saw someone standing ahead, but when he looked again, no one was there. The whole night felt like something wanted him gone. Unseen beings. A group of friends ventured into an abandoned asylum, capturing every moment on camera. But when reviewing the footage later, something unsettling appeared. In one clip, two strange figures with vacant, zombie-like expressions seemed to watch them from above. It looked like they were locked there for years. Despite the eerie sight, no one in the group noticed anything during their exploration. The footage left them wondering whether they were being followed by something more than just people.
Outros lados que é bem escondido dela rosa, que é onde o povo ficava tipo real presaço.
Scary man. This guy with his friends followed the Randonautica app to what looked like a peaceful mountain town, but something felt off. Empty streets, decaying houses, mannequins staring from dark windows. No birds, no wind, just silence.
Okay, so this randonauting app just brought us to this creepy town, and honestly, when we saw this, we should have turned around and left. At this point, we're definitely trespassing. We couldn't even really turn around at this point because the road was so narrow and it was such a steep drop off on the other side. We were kind of intrigued at how creepy this was, even though it was getting dark really quick. Next thing we know, the sun had gone down and the moon came out.
As the sun vanished and moonlight took over, the GPS pushed them deeper into the eerie area. Then a rock fell from nowhere. Then a face, distorted and unnatural, peeked from behind debris. That was it. They ran back to the car. That place felt wrong, like it didn't want anyone there.
We had the pin pulled up. We were so close to it. It happened. I think that was a sign that we should leave. But we kept going. Everything about this place was just giving me really bad vibes. When I looked into here and saw this, as soon as I realized it's some sort of face, we took off running. I don't know what it is with this town.
Unseen presence. A camper was resting in his tent deep in the forest when strange noises woke him up. He grabbed his torch and stepped outside to check. "Is anyone there?" he called out, but no one answered.
Need to know if there's something with us. Is there something following us?
Everything looked empty. He turned around to head back, thinking it was nothing. That's when he heard it. Clear footsteps behind him.
Footsteps on the...
Heavy, slow steps. But when he spun around, no one was there. He packed up and left before dawn because some things aren't worth staying for. Possessed woman. During a family hike on Bukit Jugra Trail in Banting, Malaysia, a 20-year-old woman suddenly dropped to the ground and crawled on all fours. Her eyes were wild, her teeth clenched, and low growls came from her mouth. The people around her stood still, unsure of what to do. The entire scene was recorded, and whatever took over her didn't look human or even natural. That day, something changed inside her, and no one could explain what. Nightfire surprise. A traveler in Indonesia decided to rest near the woods as it was getting late. He lit a fire and enjoyed the peaceful view under the stars. Wanting to keep the memory, he recorded the moment on camera. But when he watched the footage later, he got shocked. A ghostly figure could be seen moving right in front of him. His peaceful break turned into a scene straight out of a horror movie, and he knew it was time to leave. Forest ritual. A hiker had climbed far across the mountain paths, expecting a peaceful view, but what he saw left him stunned. Not too far from where he stood, a group of people appeared to be involved in some strange activity. From their setup, it felt like some sort of cult or ritual was taking place. The hiker didn't wait around and quietly left, which was the right call, because if they had seen him, who knows? He might not have walked out alone. Forgotten Island. This Aussie YouTuber set off on an adventure to the Forgotten Islands of Vanuatu, expecting the usual remote paradise vibe. Little did they know, this trip would be far from ordinary. As they ventured deeper into the islands, they came across different tribes. At first, it seemed like trouble was lurking, like, uh-oh, we might not make it out of here. But to their surprise, the tribes weren't hostile. Instead, they welcomed the crew with open arms, showing them dances, rituals, and offering insights into their way of life. It was nothing like they expected. No chaos, just a magical connection with people who've lived in harmony with nature for centuries. Guess sometimes the wildest adventures don't end with a chase scene.
I was not expecting that. That was one of the most beautiful, insane, and kind of scary at the start experiences I've ever had. All the feels, all the emotions, the people here are amazing.
Clown under bridge. While flying a drone near a haunted bridge, this YouTuber spotted something truly strange. A creepy clown standing still under the bridge.
Whoa! No.
Just staring up at the drone. It didn't move, didn't smile, just stood there the whole time, pointing directly at the camera. But right before the drone flew away, the clown suddenly picked up rocks and started throwing them. The group didn't wait around to see what else it had in mind. Safe to say, this clown wasn't looking for laughs. It was ready for war. Creepy mask duo. A group of film students in Auckland were filming near Parnell Station when they noticed two people in white masks watching them from the tall grass. At first, they thought it was a prank and laughed it off. But when one of the masked figures seemed to hold a pistol, the mood changed. As they got closer, the students quickly ran toward the main road. A police chopper arrived soon after, and it was revealed these masked people had harassed others earlier. While the weapons were likely fake, no one knew the suspect's intentions. In the end, it wasn't a prank, just a moment they'll never forget. Definitely not something you'd want to run into on a casual filming day. Missing girl. A 10-year-old girl from Louisiana wandered off in the middle of the night, likely sleepwalking. As the search effort grew, authorities and volunteers combed the woods. But the girl was nowhere to be found. That's when Josh Klober, a drone operator from Arkansas, saw the news and immediately rushed to help. With his drone, he scoured the area, and after some time, he spotted the girl curled up in the woods. Thanks to Josh's quick thinking and the power of technology, the missing girl was safely returned to her family, making everyone realize how one unexpected hero can change everything. Strange sound. A group of friends on a camping trip were having a good time by the fire when strange noises began echoing through the woods.
Get Trevor. Austin, get the light.
What started with loud bangs soon escalated into unsettling animalistic grunts and eerie calls. One of the men, sensing something wasn't right, began recording the bizarre sounds. The video reveals a combination of unsettling bangs and deep vocals that didn't quite sound human. Disturbingly, the sounds seemed to come from multiple directions. As the noises grew louder and more intense, the group quickly realized they were no longer safe. They made a hasty retreat to their truck, leaving the mysterious sounds behind. Forest encounter. Big respect to this guy's nerves, because not everyone would keep filming while facing something that looks like this. He was camping with a group deep in a thick forest, couldn't sleep, so went out for a little walk. Then came the creepy sounds. He followed them, of course, and boom, there it was. Some strange creature with an odd shape, kind of twitchy, and definitely not human. It started following him, but instead of running, our guy just kept recording like it's no big deal. Eventually, the thing wandered off into the trees. That whole cameraman never backs down thing? Yeah, this guy took it personally. Creepy, but harmless. These two guys had the internet freaking out, with people saying they were some kind of dark messengers or something wild like that. Turns out, they're just the goddess boys from TikTok, doing their thing for the Uncanny Valley Challenge. Yep, not spooky monsters, just two dudes in weird costumes pretending to be human, kinda badly. Their video even says, "We're human, we promise," which honestly doesn't help much. The way they talk and move feels just a bit off, like your brain knows something's weird, but can't quite explain it. Creepy, for sure. But also kinda funny when you find out they're just regular content creators playing around. Scottish River Ghost. This guy was just out filming otters by a peaceful river in Scotland. Nothing wild, just nature stuff. But later, while reviewing the footage, he spotted something super strange. In the background, near the trees, a faded figure kind of just shows up, then disappears. It's not a camera glitch either. It actually looks like someone standing there 1 second, then poof, gone the next. And the weird part is that it's broad daylight, not your usual spooky nighttime scene. Scary clown.
Oh, now you're doing... No.
You guys come back here. There's a clown.
An old woman took her grandchildren for a quiet day in the woods, but they wandered far deeper than planned. Suddenly, a clown appeared ahead, standing still, not moving a muscle, just staring at them. Uneasy, they turned back. But before they could relax, the clown suddenly charged toward them. Panic set in as the group ran as fast as they could.
Get away. Get away.
Thankfully, they managed to escape without harm. They never returned to those woods again. Unidentified entity. A hunter placed a trail camera deep in the woods, hoping to study wild animal movements. But what the camera recorded was far from normal. It showed a strange, camouflaged figure, something that didn't look human. The being kept moving, sometimes to the side, sometimes vanishing and then reappearing closer to the camera. Its movements were slow, strange, and hard to explain. The hunter was confused and a bit scared, so he decided to share the footage online. Some believed it was a ghost playing tricks, while others said it might be a mysterious being not from this world. Whatever it was, no one has been able to explain it fully. Mysterious figure. While exploring the woods, a man suddenly saw something he couldn't explain. In front of him stood a strange figure with long hair, a long beard, and most shockingly, blue skin all over its body. The figure didn't move or speak. It just stood there silently, watching. The man decided not to go any closer and quietly backed away. He later shared the footage online, where people had mixed reactions. Some believed it was a member of a lost tribe, while others said it might be a homeless man who had lived in the woods so long, he no longer looked human. Dog sensing danger.
You don't want to go? Come on. What do you see, Coda? Coda, you want to go? Come on. This is so weird.
A man used to go hiking with his dog every day without any problem, but this time things felt different. His dog stopped walking and started acting weird, like something unseen was nearby. Its eyes kept following something the man couldn't see. Trusting his dog's instincts, he decided not to go any deeper into the woods that day. Whatever was out there remained hidden, but something about that silence felt heavy. Amber Dubois.
Teenager who's been missing for 6 days now. But 14-year-old Amber Dubois' family is not stopping. The FBI has stepped in, and the family is now working with a private investigator.
In 2009, 14-year-old Amber Dubois vanished while walking to her high school in Escondido. She was carrying a check to buy a lamb for her school project, but somewhere along the way, she disappeared without a trace. No one saw her being taken. No security footage, no clues. Then, in 2010, deep in a rugged area outside the city, remains were found. They matched Amber. A year of silence ended with more questions than answers. Owl Hill Ritual. So these campers were just doing their usual camp stuff, chilling on a hill, when weird noises started echoing through the woods. Curious, and maybe a little bored, they followed the sounds and ended up at a cliff only to spot a giant group of people in robes doing some kind of ritual around a big owl statue. The chants? Super creepy. The vibes? Way off.
They are all within the grove. Be reverent.
Thankfully, they didn't stick around to figure it out though. They packed up and left like it was a group project they didn't sign up for.
The owl is in his leafy temple.
Unidentified figure. While cycling along the Westmoreland Rail Trail in Pennsylvania, a YouTuber captured something strange on his GoPro. He noticed a person by the roadside dressed in old-fashioned clothes. He replayed the footage, zooming in, and it only made the scene feel more unsettling. When he shared it online, some people suggested it could be linked to a cult or supernatural activity, while others thought the person might be living secretly. The mystery of what he saw left many wondering about the true nature of the encounter. Mystery outside. Will picked a lonely backcountry spot to camp in his car, miles from anyone. As night fell, the silence turned strange. A low hum rose from the ground, followed by cracks, like something heavy snapping branches. Then came the dragging, as if something was crawling just outside. His night vision camera caught only shadows, but the growl? That was real. By dawn, the trees were quiet again, but Will knew what he'd felt. Fear, real and raw. He filmed the dark to tell a story, but ended up in one he couldn't explain. Scary experience. A camper was peacefully sleeping inside his RV deep in the woods, hoping to travel further the next morning. But the night had other plans. Out of nowhere, he heard a woman's terrifying screams echoing from the trees. Alarmed and uneasy, he stepped outside, nervously calling out for help. But there was no reply.
Hello?
Suddenly, he spotted something strange moving in the woods. Panic took over, and he rushed back to his van. But it didn't end there. Whatever he saw began chasing him and started banging violently on the van door. Just as fear peaked, the van's alarm went off, sending the unknown figure running. What he saw that night, only the camper truly knows. Ghost Hunter's Nightmare. Chris Beard and his friends camped in a dark forest and used a spirit box. But the real scare wasn't paranormal. A strange vehicle approached their camp, shining lights toward them. Moments later, loud cracks echoed through the trees. The three didn't wait. They grabbed what they could and ran. Their ghost hunt had turned into a fight for survival. No one knows who was out there or why they came. Some mysteries don't want to be solved, and this one still drives in silence. Drive turned dark. In 2022, a group of TikTok users was driving late at night in a quiet part of Belmont, Michigan. But suddenly, they saw a girl on her hands and knees by the roadside. It was pitch dark, no lights anywhere.
Stop.
No, I'm not. No. Hell no.
What the f?
They were soaked.
Okay.
She looked wet, like she had come from the river nearby. The driver didn't stop, but they recorded everything and later called the police. Later, it was confirmed that she was a missing person with no idea how she ended up there. One strange ride became a mystery no one expected.
Yep, she had to have come up out of the water. Yep, there's a dig spot there. So she came up from down there. That's had to have been why she was so wet.
And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. On September 20th, 1988, 19-year-old Tara Calico disappeared while riding her bike near Belen, New Mexico. Her bike was found abandoned, and a cassette tape was discovered nearby. But there was no sign of Tara. A year later, a photo surfaced showing a girl who looked eerily like Tara, bound and gagged, causing hope that she was still alive. Despite numerous investigations and leads, nothing concrete ever came of it. Was Tara taken by someone, or was something darker at play? The truth remains unknown, and the mystery of her disappearance still endures. See you next time.